Hello, quilting friends. I've got a treat for you today, a special quilt show. At the midpoint of the year, it's a good time to spend a few minutes reflecting over what has happened these last 6 months. And honestly, I was amazed that I was able to get so much done. So this is not a bragging competition type of thing. If you've managed to get one quilt block done, sewn one seam, I am celebrating you. Let's take a look. I started off the year by finishing my Fast Track sampler. These blocks come from the 2023 Little Bit Different collection, and I had the top done, so I went ahead and quilted it, got it bound, and I need to just sit down and film some classes because I want to offer this as an online quilt class. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. There are a couple of group sewing days at my local quilt shop that I take advantage of, and I am focusing on getting these UFOs done. So the second project of the year was to finish my rainbow jelly stars. I came up with this pattern using jelly roll strips last fall and chose a jelly roll set and started this quilt and just needed to sit down and get it done. So I used those group sewing days to finish the blocks and get the piano key border done. So this will be a fun charity project to finish on my long arm. I joined a local group to celebrate National Quilts of Valor Day back in February, and then was inspired to come home and keep working on my own patriotic quilt. So this is another simple jelly roll pattern, and it's ready to get quilted on the long arm and donated to my local QOV chapter. Continuing with the patriotic theme, I took this panel, added some pieced blocks, and this top is ready for the next stage. We've got a theme going here. I need to spend some time at the long arm finishing these tops. Always a challenge when I love to piece and design new quilts so often. In April, I went on a 4-day quilt retreat and got a lot done. The quilt on the left is a 3-yard quilt pattern, so that went together really quickly. And on the right is a Villa Rosa design, and I showcased that in a different video that I'll link in the comments. Spectacular Savannah is one of those projects that just seems to linger. I worked on it a little bit at a time over many years, and it is finally a finished top. Now I just have to decide on the perfect quilting pattern and get this one done, and this is definitely a keeper for me. I love this project. At the same retreat, I put together another version of my Noble Stars pattern. This is so much fun to play with different stripes and pick out those blending colors that you find in your inspiration fabrics. And I think this is a fabulous second quilt project for beginners because you learn a lot about the flying geese and half square triangle units, and you can really perfect your skills on those two foundational quilt pieces. I took a little detour with my quilt plans this spring because I had 2 designs picked up for a future publication, so I can't share anything now, but I did manage to piece and quilt fully finished projects that I will be sharing later this fall. I have a newfound love of quilt kits, and I was able to put together this beautiful project that I intend to give as a gift this holiday season. So that was fun to go from pieces to finished top in just a few hours. It's so exciting when my friends start designing fabric and I get to play with their new collections. So I was part of 2 blog hops featuring new fabric from Island Batik, the Tall Tulips pattern, and the Castor Pollux quilt from my Gemini Little Bit Different block were both featured this spring. My local quilt shop wanted to do a scrappy quilt class, so I kind of amazed myself and put together these colorful blocks and turned them into a small quilt in just a few days. So very simple quilting, but this is another finish for the year. And I'm celebrating another finish, sort of, because it still needs to be quilted, but when you get a Judy Neimeyer project to the flimsy stage, oh my goodness, you feel so accomplished. And this is Dragon Star that, again, has been worked on in little short bursts over 4 years. So I'm thrilled to have this together and ready for the next stage. As I said, this is just a good time to stop and reflect. Halfway through the year, we've still got plenty of time to accomplish our goals, but we need to spend some time looking back and celebrating all that we have accomplished. And I am so glad that you are spending time with me here at True Blue Quilts. Remember, we have our second Saturday sew and chat, so I invite you to join me with whatever project you're working on, and I just kind of grab whatever project I'm in the middle of and spend some time sewing and chatting, discussing various quilt topics and techniques. Now, as you can see from this list, I have a lot of projects to do on my long arm. So let me know in the comments if that's something you'd be interested in following along, if I set up the camera near my long arm and do a live stream from that area. And as we carry forward in 2024, I just hope that you spend time quilting and enjoy, experiment, and excel as you create. If you need help getting your quilt projects organized, check out this video next.